Pakistan is a nation of have-nots, ruled by a few spoilt haves who are too busy fighting amongst themselves to bother about the common Pakistani and his plight. And while Pakistan is struggling financially, President Arif Alvi unilaterally proposed November 6th as the date for the general elections in a letter written to the Chief Election Commissioner, creating a new controversy over polling dates in the cash-strapped country. However, the Election Commission of Pakistan and his chief ignored the proposal by saying that the president had nothing to do with the election date. The National Assembly of Pakistan was dissolved on August 9th, making it mandatory to hold elections within 90 days. However, the previous government, just days before the end of its term, endorsed the results of the countrywide census. In a desperate attempt, Pakistan's military leadership has stepped in to tackle the economic crisis, which is fueling protests across the Islamic nation. Pakistan's social fabric has been hit, with the poor suffering the most from skyrocketing food and fuel prices. Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir held a series of meetings with 50 prominent businessmen after protests by traders over soaring prices. In Pakistan, the all-powerful army has regularly been meddling in politics. But this kind of systematic interference in economics is rather new. However, Pakistani economists and experts told India Today they are skeptical about the military leadership's role in trying to shore up the economy. On July 12, the IMF approved a $3 billion bailout package for Pakistan, saving it from defaulting on its debt repayments. But it attached stringent conditions which forced Pakistan to cut back on fuel and power subsidies, making them pass them on to the hapless citizens. The condition of Pakistanis already reeling due to runaway inflation and a nose-diving currency has turned extremely precarious. General Asim Munir assured the businessmen that the military leadership was making an all-out effort to bring in foreign investment worth billions of dollars. But the experts believe nothing should be expected from the military's initiative. The experts think that the military's understanding of the economy was pedestrian at the best. The expert called General Munir's assurances a lot of bluster without anything substantive to back it. The Pakistan Army chief was also part of a panel on the economy in the government of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. General Munir told the businessmen during his 4-hour-long meeting that Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman had assured him of investing $25 billion in Pakistan. This is according to a report by The Dawn. The newspaper also said that General Munir expressed hope of securing investments from the UAE, Qatar and Kuwait. But most experts seem ambivalent about the buzz of foreign investment in Pakistan. Meanwhile, protests over high electricity charges, which started in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or the POK in August, spread like wildfire across Pakistan, from Karachi to Khyber. In the last 16 months, Pakistan has seen record inflation and sky-high food and fuel prices. The protests were of such magnitude that it jolted Pakistan's interim Prime Minister to convene an emergency meeting and seek ways to lessen the woes of the people. But amid the outcry over soaring electricity charges came the hike in the prices of petrol and diesel. For the first time in Pakistan's history, petrol and diesel prices crossed the 300 Pakistani rupee mark. Traders and businessmen then joined in the protests over high living costs. The severe effects of this extraordinarily high inflation rate on the standard of living for Pakistanis are extremely disturbing. It has resulted in serious problems with malnutrition, a fall in the standard of living, and a discernible rise in poverty rates. There are many obvious signs that societal structure and daily life are being impacted by this financial strain. Now let's try and understand what is the reason behind Pakistan's economic mess. Historically, Pakistan's imports have been more than its exports. Pakistan's economy tanked because For the last 40 years, it depended on the world to finance its deficits and did not build enough capacity for exports and substitute its imports. Pakistan, with an eye on India, has also been spending heavily on its defense sector. Pakistan's economic crisis has been decades in the making, but its human cost is just emerging. According to accounts on social media, high prices of essential items are forcing children to drop out of schools and families to cut back on food. But is the intervention of the military leadership a good sign for Pakistan and its people? The military leadership, along with the politicians, has been blamed for cornering a lion's share of the financial aid that has been reaching Pakistan. Now, ironically, it is the same leadership that is trying to patch up together an economy which is in tatters. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.